Wet riser systems in fire safety. Everything you need to know. Have you ever wondered how firefighters get enough water to upper floors when battling a high-rise fire? You might think they just connect their hoses to hydrants and rush into the building, but it's not that simple. In tall buildings, time is everything, and every second wasted could mean the difference between controlling a fire and a total disaster. That's where wet riser systems come in. Today we're diving deep into wet riser systems in firefighting, what they are, how they work, why they're crucial, and real-world cases that show their impact.
What is a wet riser system?
A wet riser system is a network of pipes that runs throughout a building, constantly filled with water and pressurized for immediate use in case of fire. These systems are especially designed for buildings taller than 50 feet or about 5 stories, where fire trucks and external hoses alone wouldn't be able to reach upper floors quickly enough.
Imagine a fully charged fire hose built into a skyscraper. That's essentially what a wet riser system is, an always-ready high-pressure water supply accessible on multiple floors. How does a wet riser system work?
Let's break it down step by step. Water storage and pumps. A dedicated water tank is stored either in the basement or at the top of the building. High-pressure booster pumps ensure water is always pressurized and available for immediate use. Piping network. A system of vertical pipes runs throughout the building, connecting to each floor through dedicated outlets. These outlets allow firefighters to attach hoses directly inside the building rather than dragging hoses up staircases. Instant activation. The moment firefighters arrive, they connect their hoses to the wet riser outlet and instantly have a pressurized water supply. Why wet riser systems are critical? Now you might be wondering, why do buildings need wet risers when firefighters can bring their own water supply? Well, in a high-rise fire, getting water to upper floors is not as simple as it looks in movies. Fire hoses are heavy, and pumping water up multiple stories requires extreme pressure. A fire engine alone cannot generate enough power to push water more than a few floors up. Here's a real-life example. Case study. The Grenfell Tower Fire, 2017, London. In the tragic Grenfell Tower fire, one of the biggest challenges firefighters faced was getting water to the upper floors fast enough. The building was over 220 feet tall, but it did not have an active wet riser system beyond a certain height. Firefighters had to manually carry hoses up multiple flights of stairs, losing precious time while the fire spread rapidly. If a properly maintained wet riser system had been in place and accessible, it could have significantly reduced the time required to control the fire. Difference between wet riser and dry riser. Wet riser, always filled with water, pressurized and ready for immediate use. Dry riser, empty pipes that require firefighters to manually pump water from the ground before use. Both systems are essential, but wet risers are mandatory in buildings taller than 50 feet, as they allow for instant water supply without delay. Common failures and maintenance challenges. A wet riser system is only as good as its maintenance. If not properly checked, these issues can arise. Low water pressure. If pumps fail or tanks aren't filled, the system becomes useless. Blocked pipes, corrosion, debris, or lack of testing can lead to blockages, restricting water flow. Valve failures. If outlet valves are broken, firefighters can't connect their hoses in an emergency. Real-world example. In 2019, a fire in a Mumbai high-rise exposed the dangers of poorly maintained wet riser systems. When firefighters arrived, they couldn't use the building's wet riser because it hadn't been tested in years. As a result, the fire took longer to control, leading to avoidable damage and casualties. How to ensure your wet riser system works properly. Regular pressure testing. Wet risers should be tested at least every 6 months to ensure water pressure is sufficient. Routine inspections. Fire safety teams must check for leaks, corrosion, and valve failures. Tank and pump maintenance. The water supply must be continuously monitored to prevent running dry in an emergency. Training and awareness. Building managers and fire marshals should know how to access and operate the system. Final thoughts. Why wet risers save lives? Fire safety is not just about fire extinguishers and alarms, it's about having the right infrastructure in place to help firefighters act fast. Wet riser systems ensure instant water access in high-rise buildings, saving precious minutes that can mean the difference between life and death. So next time you're in a skyscraper, a shopping mall, or a large office building, take a moment to look around. If you see a fire hose cabinet labeled wet riser, you'll know exactly what it is and why it's there. Fire safety starts with awareness, and now you're one step ahead. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to check out more of our fire safety content. Understanding these systems can save lives, so let's stay informed and stay safe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.